Fortnite is something people will probably know before they figure out what gender they are. And now, this game, this world, this lifestyle has made its way into educational literature that people decades into the future can source when they want to reminisce the lit days. And that, my friends, is in the form of the DC Comics and Fortnite Comic series. So buckle your seatbelts and rip off your condom because we're going to be busting through this multiverse of flossing that actually happens in the story. So the story starts with immediate action, as Gotham City is welcomed by this huge portal that leads into an unknown world. Batman decides to check it out until he is later met by Harley Quinn. Batman tells her to get her ass out of here, and she doesn't know what she's getting herself into. But Harley Quinn fucking Jackie Chan's Batman right on the chin and heads into this portal like it's a pool of chocolate. Batman is vexed, but has no time to waste. He pulls out a little doohickey that figures out what the disturbance is, and finds out that this disturbance isn't even from his universe. But moments later, Batman then gets Bruce Lee into his back and falls straight into the portal, and now he doesn't know what to do. Batman, after falling unconscious, then wakes up in the Fortnite world. But not only that, he is literally a Smurf's dicks away from the storm coming to disintegrate him like a paper shredder. So he runs away and is trying to look for answers. But moments after catching his breath, this dude came in and tries to attack him. FYI, I've never played Fortnite. I know I'm less of a man for not succumbing my eyes and mind to the immaculate game that is 2 weeks. But with that being said, I'm not going to know the names of these characters, nor do I plan on looking them up. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to give them random names. So after Batman gets attacked by Red Gas Mask Man, Batman pins him to the ground and tried to speak with him. But if you're a Fortnite connoisseur, you would know that it's impossible to talk, and that's exactly what happens. All he has are his thoughts. Batman then tried to communicate with Red Gas Mask Man through sign language and tells him who he is. But if you're a Fortnite enthusiast, you would know that no one knows who they are, and that's also what exactly happened to Batman. So Bruce is basically cucked, and all he could do is try to fight this guy and beat him. And surprisingly, without any prep time, he beat Red Gas Mask Man. But there's no time to use his heal kit or pop any bandies because a sniper is on his ass right now. But he was able to dodge that shot, but he was welcome to something far more threatening. He was in a fucking battle royale. Random Fortnite characters start to attack him, and Batman was so confused why everyone is just fighting, and that's it. This uncultured fossil doesn't know the first thing about cranking 90s or chucking big pots. He was in uncharted territory until he saw a familiar face, Catwoman. However, Batman doesn't exactly recognize her, but he feels like he should. Catwoman started to fight, and when the two got close, they didn't attack each other. Clearly, they were both having the same thoughts. Everything from how they fought together to even their chemistry felt familiar, but neither of them knew why. Anyways, these epic gamers continue fighting and winning until they quickly realize that the storm is coming closer and closer. But the two of them were like, fuck that, we're gonna pepper these bastards like no tomorrow. And that's what they did. But very quickly, they realized that they were the only two left, and the storm got dangerously close to them. And both could tell from each other's expressions that they wished they got the chance to know each other better and understand what was going on. But that can't happen because the storm came closer and it killed them. The second issue was so boring, I'd rather watch paint dry in slow motion than read this again. But basically what happened was that Batman respawned with a new suit, and he was trying to figure out how this world works. And he realized that death is inevitable and that he would always respawn. But is there a way to change that? So after getting Catwoman to work with him, dying multiple times thanks to the storm, setting checkpoints to save his progress, and finding Harley Quinn who's flossing, Batman suddenly thought that in this world, one person has to be left standing in order to move forward. Everyone else has to get their ass whooped. So he whooped his own ass so Catwoman can win. But once again, he respawns. But this time, Catwoman was nowhere to be found. In the third issue, Batman had no recollection of what happened because every time he dies and respawns, he loses his memory. Similar to an actual video game where you lose your lives, thus you start all over, which means you also lose all your progress. And you throw your controller out the window and slam your chair against the floor. Anyways, Batman is now just a gamer. Every single character being thrown at him, he's been able to take on. But there is one person who has been the biggest challenge so far. Ladies and chuckle nuts, a new challenger has approached him, and that man is Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. They would always be the last one standing, and there would never be a winner. They use random weapons, use each other's weapons, touch tips, and all of the above, but nothing could beat the other person. But as time went on, something weird happened. Their fights went longer, they were able to last longer with each other, and as a result, they developed a respect for each other. So at one point, when Snake Eyes was about to fall off a cliff and die, Batman puffs his chest and saves him. He pulled him up, and they start to communicate with each other through sign language to tell each other what's going on and what they've learned. And what happened next was kind of interesting. Unfortunately, they didn't kiss, but Snake Eyes decided to sacrifice himself in hopes of Batman getting out of this place since he is the winner. The plan worked, and Batman got out, but he heard a voice, and that voice was Deathstroke putting a gun against his baby girl. But in issue 4, it's revealed that Batman still isn't out of Fortnite, but also doesn't remember who Catwoman or even Deathstroke is. But Batman still wants to protect Catwoman, so Selina suddenly turns into Spider-Man and throws up this sign, which makes Batman remember that they're allies, and they go to work against Deathstroke. Then Deathstroke turns into this massive pussy and tells him that this aggression isn't necessary, and that he's not the enemy, and to show that he's being truthful, he surrenders and throws his sword to them, and tells them that he as well just came out of this loop that they were in, and all the memories that they had in the loop will come back, but will have no memories of what happened before entering. And soon after, Batman was welcomed by every little boy's wet fantasy. He met multiple Fortnite Fortnite characters, who also came out of the loop and can talk. So they were in the same situation of them having memories from when they were in the loop, but not from before. Anyways, Raider, one of the Fortnite waifus, tells Batman what's going on. Apparently, the world they are seeing is literally everything. There is an end to it, and if you pass it, you die. And there are many natural and artificial disasters by device that they believe can take them home, but they don't know how to access it or find the people behind the creation of the device. Batman immediately puts his cock on the table and became the captain of the squad, and he was going to carry these degenerates like an actual 11-year-old Fortnite kid and create a plan of how to get out of here. So he told everyone to split up, explore the island, and find clues about how they could get home. After a while, they find clues that lead to the fact that this island isn't natural. It's more like Mark Zuckerberg in the sense that it's all artificial. And they mentioned that there's this one hatch that leads to an underground tunnel, but these dingus Fortnite characters couldn't open it because it's indestructible. Batman goes big brain and discovers that it's unlocked by energy frequencies. So the Fortnite characters go around the island once again to collect every frequency possible, and they try every single frequency on the door until one of those actually opened it. Pretty fucking easy, isn't it, Fortnite characters? It's not all just pickaxes and shit. Anyways, they go inside the cave, dig through all the rubble, and come across this staging area with weapons galore. And they also see 4 paths, which may indicate that the bad guy ran away. So Batman tells the squad to split up in 4 teams of 2 and explore the place. So they do that, but after a few hours, Batman hears a noise and is fish stick under a bunch of rubble and losing his breath. He gives Batman a funky device, which apparently allows anyone to have access to the loop without losing their memories. Fish stick, with his last dying words, tells Batman that someone on his team is a dickhead and is actually working for the enemy. That dickhead never came out of the loop because they were never in it, and moments later, he was sleeping with the fishes. In issue 5, we got the heroes making their way to the machine that runs the whole island, and they made it, and it's called the 0 Point. But this fucking idiot, Voyager, the dude who looks like Ghost Rider, but he drank a smoothie with spinach and Brussels sprouts, decides to hallelujah into the 0 Point, but as a result of his idiocy, he was split apart into multiple pieces, and he was sent off into different worlds. After seeing this, Batman and the squad manufactured a machine that would, get this, align the multiversal energy within them to open a pathway to their own world. Okay. I don't know, it's a comic book, just roll with the cock that's in your mouth. Anyways, they test this theory and the machine on Raider, and it worked. She was able to go home, and everyone was celebrating, including Deathstroke. But Batman shuts him up because apparently he's a little too overexcited, and points to the fact that he may be the one to kill Fishstick as a result of the burns on his staff, and the device Fishstick left behind that allows him to remember what happened in the loop, and also suspects that Deathstroke is someone that Batman may know from his world. Clearly, Bruce just pulled Deathstroke's pants down and exposed him, and one of the Fortnite characters tried to attack him, but Deathstroke fights back, and they all fight unnecessarily, which they later realize. So they just go back to focusing on getting everyone back home. And they do that. And all that was left was Catwoman, Batman, and Deathstroke. However, there's a problem. One person has to stay behind in order to man the machine. But Batman quickly solves that issue by determining that the energy the 3 people provide is enough to keep the portal open without leaving anyone behind, thanks to their combined multiversal energies. So Deathstroke is tied up, and they start to open a portal back to their world. But later, Deathstroke tries to pull a hanky-panky dickhead move against the 2, unties himself, and just runs into the portal. I knew that this had to be some sort of Fortnite reference, and since I'm a fetus in this world, I did some digging and found that this portal device was used by someone named Agent Jones, and it was meant to seal the foundation in the 0 Point, and it was used to recruit some of history's greatest heroes, and now it's in Deathstroke's hands. Hopefully I got some yeet points from you Fortnite diehards, but anyways, Deathstroke runs into the portal, and even though Catwoman was able to take the device away from Deathstroke's hands, he was still able to make it through the portal, and now Batwoman and Catwoman are stuck in the Fortnite world. In the last issue, Selina and Bruce check out the portal device she took, but unfortunately she broke it, and now it's stuck onto one setting, that being a portal leading to the loop. But they notice someone who they recognize from their world, and if they could get her multiversal energy and combine it with theirs, they could open a portal without leaving anyone behind again. So they go inside the Fortnite world to go get Harley Quinn, and they find her and try to knock her out, and somehow they have a really fucking tough time knocking her out because she's Ronda Rousing these guys, and Batman just gets frustrated and wish that she could talk and listen so they can make her understand why they're doing this. But all of a sudden, Harley Quinn yells at the 2 and tells them that she doesn't want to leave. Batman is shocked that she could talk, but doesn't have the time for an explanation. They just need her help, but she refuses to go home because she loves the Fortnite culture of fighting, dying, respawning, and fighting again. She's basically a gamer, so Harley continues to fight the 2, kick Batman in the nuts, and just as she was about to stone cold Batman's ass, Batman turns his tush around and laces it up with this bomb and knocks her out to the ground like a damn king. They make it back to the breakpoint, combine their energies, and open a portal back home. But before they go inside, Catwoman makes the dumbest fucking proposition of all time. She suggests that they stay instead of leaving. You idiot! Anyways, Harley wakes up and runs off to play Fortnite. But Batman tells Selina to ignore her and gives her the "you dumb as hell" talk and asks why she wants to stay. Catwoman says that she's scared. What if in this world that they're both from, they're enemies or something? The bond that they established here is something that she doesn't want to lose. She tells Selina that even though that's true, there are people on the other side that may need us, and we need to protect those people. Selina understands and obliges, and they head into the portal together. The portal itself explodes, but it doesn't matter because they are home. But something confusing happened. Even though they were home in Gotham City, they don't remember anything until all all of a sudden, in one big wave of memories of them fighting, talking, and fucking, every single memory of their lives in Gotham have been restored. But immediately, like the little stinky fuzzball and the betraying Grimalkin she is, she tells Batman that they should have just stayed, and she swings away. And yeah, that's about it. Subscribe and I'll see you later.